Hello everyone, I'm Buford MC and welcome back to GregTech New Horizons. So, since the last episode, I've been out adventuring and, well, I've been adventuring for quite a while actually, and I've been trying to complete a couple of quests. So, the quest I've been trying to complete is this one, which I've been trying to get some Skystone. Now, I've got these in a backpack, so we're going to complete that right now in a moment. But then I also tried to complete this really difficult quest. Well, not really a difficult quest, but just a time-consuming quest. So this was animal forms. We need to get 100 leather, 100 raw beef. We've already got that. 100 wool, 100 raw mutton. I just went out and collected that, so we have that now. 100 raw pork chops, 100 raw chicken, and 100 feathers. So it's pretty long. A lot of stuff you need to get, but basically what I did was I went out with the butchery knife, which we made a little while ago, and I just went out, slaughtered a bunch of animals, and we got all the loot. And along the way, I also went to some of the medias around our area. So we had one over here. Now, I was hoping we were going to get all the skystone we needed from a single media. Well, I mined up the whole thing, didn't get enough. Probably the smallest media we could have found. So I had to go all the way over here to where we had a second media, which was about 2,000 blocks, so took quite a while. But along the way, I basically went out and I slaughtered a bunch of animals, so I completed the animal forms quest for the most part, and then I got the rest of the skystone here. So everything we need to complete the quest is located in these backpacks, so let's go take a look. So here's the skystone. That should tick off this quest. Yep, there it is, fallen from the sky. You also need this skystone chest, so I've got a second one of those as well. So I had up 2 meteors. Now, in those areas, we also got these things. So this is from Applied Energistics 2, and this is something we're not going to be touching for like a tremendously long time. It's going to be a long, long time before we get anywhere near using this stuff, but we did get some of these. So that's what you get from inside those meteors. So let's go put this stuff up. Just put in there now. I'll put these over here, I think. This is just a miscellaneous chest. I need to organize stuff in here still. Let's see. What else do I have in here? So I've gotten quite a few things. Store away some stuff we don't need. And just put this stuff in here for now. Okay, so that clears that one out. So I also went out, and I need the hunter's backpack. So I use these backpacks just to store all the stuff I need. But here is the raw mutton and the wool. And that completes this quest. So animal forms is now complete. I'll put the wool in here for now. The mutton can go over here. So I've done a couple other things around the base in between the episodes. So as you can see, we now have glass. So the iron bars are no more. We have some glass now. The glass I went with was the quite clear glass. So I just figured this looks nice. You can see pretty well from it. The border, I think, kind of matches well with the overall, walls we have set up. We've also actually got the glass up in this little area, too. That one I went with the clear glass. So we've got clear glass up there. The borders, I just think, match a little bit better since that part is marble. So just matches a little bit better. Now, I've also finished all the drawers over here, so I made all the frame drawers. So basically what we've got is we've got around the edges, we've got the 2x2 frame drawers, which hold 16 stacks, and in the middle I've got a 1x2, which has 32 stacks, or something we may get a little bit more of. So basically whenever I get a stack of something, I just throw it in here now. So at least a stack of something, so we don't fill up these chests. It is nighttime, so let's go to sleep. But yeah, this took me quite a bit longer, I think, than I expected. Now, I did say, I think, that we were going to do crop breeding today. Well, this took me so long, I didn't actually have time to do that, so we're going to have to delay that by a couple of episodes, probably. Now, another thing I found while I was out was these. So, when I was out killing cows, I got a couple of these cow trophies. And these are kind of interesting, because if you right-click them, they make a sound, and they actually give you... You don't see it, but... There it is. And because it goes straight into this backpack. But they actually give you some leather, which is kind of nice. So, there it is. We got a couple of pieces of leather. So, that's kind of an interesting way we could get some leather for free. I just right-click that. Gives us some leather. So, we'll put that in there. So, yeah, I've got tons of leather now from all of this adventuring I've been on. Let's put that away as well. Let's see if we've got anything else. I did get a few other things as well. I don't need any of that. That can just go in here. Let's see. You go there. Same with this guy. Rotten flesh just goes into this chest over here. You're cleared out. We've got a few things here in the miner's backpack. So, yep, some of the ore, a couple of nuggets. Now, this is interesting. I got these, I think, came from the media. I've got copper nuggets from GregTech, and I got copper nuggets from Tinker's Construct. So that's kind of strange. Two different types of copper nuggets. So that was interesting. I got a piece of coal, and let's see what else. That one's empty now. Got a bunch of stuff in here. I don't even think I want to deal with that one right now. The builder's backpack, I actually went up to a village and collected a few things, so we got some more doors. I've got a dispenser, some fences. Oh, we actually have wool in here as well. Interesting. I didn't even know we had wool in there. Yeah, we'll just do all that for now. Actually, the dispenser goes over here. Okay, so that's good enough for now. Let's just put that aluminium away as well. Alright, so what is the plan for today? Well, what I want to get done today is, well, let's take these quests as well. I want to get the remaining side quests done. So we now have 82 out of 86 quests in the Stone Age done. We just got these two done. And I want to get these two done as well today, which will leave us with just these two main quests left to do to fully complete the Stone Age, which we'll get there in a couple of episodes. But before we do that, let's claim the rewards here. So we could choose between a loot bag and an Enchanted Book Fortune 2. That one's only Stone Age, so yeah, let's take the Fortune 2 book. That's probably going to be a bit better. We also get some coins out of that. And this one. Now, I actually already saw the reward for this one, and this is something I really want. So this is an unstable induced mattock. So if you remember, we made this, I think, in the last episode, this bronze mattock. Now, this is kind of a better version because, as you can see, this is unbreakable. So you never need to repair this. So we're definitely going to take that. I'm not sure what the precision shears do, but I definitely want this. So we're going to take that. And we're just going to get rid of this guy for now. So yeah, this is going to be quite nice, I think. It doesn't break. As you can see, it says effective durability is infinite. So that's quite nice. So let's put some coins away as well. Let's go throw these coins over here for now. My little kind of coin area now we've set up. Some former coins, Explorer, and Dark Wizard. You'd think you'd get more Explorer coins than we did. I did quite a bit of exploration. Alright, so I do have some bookmarks for today, so we're not just going to do those quests. I also want to do this. So this is the multi-block windmill. Now that is a quest in here. Now we're not going to actually build this today, but we are going to complete the quest, Grinding with Wind. So I want to complete the quest today. There's quite a bit to do. Now I've already gotten quite a few things, but we do have to complete a couple of other stuff for this. So we are going to do that today, and let's see. I've made a couple of things for this already, if I can find it. There was something in this that actually was a little bit more tricky. This hardened clay right here. Let's see if I can find where that is. Oh, it's in there. So the hardened clay, this was a little bit different to make. I thought at first it was like the stained clay or something, which we have all over the place here, but this hardened clay, how you make that is you have to get the actual clay. So not the clay balls, but the actual clay, and to make that, you have to mine out the clay, put the clay around a bucket of water, and you make that, and then you smelt it, and you get the hardened clay. So that's just a little bit something different you had to do to get that. Keep that in there for now. So that's how I made that. But what we're going to do first today is I want to get this quest done now. So we've actually got most of this already. I already have a seared tank. We have a bucket. We have a spare seared tank over here. We'll use that. And we do need to make an XP drain. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to store some XP. And technically, you can actually use it for some stuff. But let's make this drain first. Shouldn't be too hard. We are going to need a bit of iron for this. and some iron bars, which I do happen to have quite a bit of now since we tore them all out of the windows, replacing them with actual glass. So let's go ahead and let's get some iron. There we go. Oh, I need to lock these as well. Otherwise, they're just going to start picking things up. To do that, you just right-click. When I'm in the base, I do like to do that, because otherwise, things are just going to go into random backpacks. You have to go through every single one to find what you're looking for. So, when I'm in the base, I just lock them so nothing goes into there automatically. Also, let's put these away as well. We don't need the shears and the butchery knife now. They've served their purpose for now. Alright, so let's go ahead and make this. We are going to need a file again, aren't we? Yep, we are. Okay, let's do this. Let's just make up a bunch of plates here. Now, I'm not doing too well tool-wise right now. Alright, so let's do that. 3 pieces of bamboo there. And let's throw those in there for now. Okay, so now we can make a bit more of this stuff. We do need to get a couple more screws. There we go. And that should be the XP drain. Perfect. So that completes that quest. So how this works is you put this on top of a tank. It doesn't have to be this tank, but this is the only tank we have right now. We'll get better ones later. But if I slap this on top of here and I step on it, as you can see, it's going to take the XP I have and put it in the tank. Now, this doesn't hold that much, but as you can see, it's got 4 buckets in. And what you can do is you can actually take a bucket, fill it with XP, and if we look at the uses of this, you can use it for various things. So I could get charcoal, redstone, glass even, string, a couple of other things, quite a few things. Some more expensive than others. Yeah, you see. Quite a bit. So, it does have its uses, I suppose, but yeah, the tanks just aren't big enough for it to be too big of a use right now. But that is a quest we've completed, so let's see what we get. We get a couple of things. Bottle of enchanting. Let's put that. Let's put in there. I've got like potions, bottles. Yeah, fits well. Put the book in there. And that was another quest. So, now, essentially everything we're going to do now is related to the windmill. So, this is technically a Stone Age quest, but this is pretty much related to the windmill. So, let's do this one first, because this is going to require quite a few things. Now, I did see the iron gate. I actually remembered we have one in here. I don't know where we got it from, but we do have one in that chest. So, this is going to require us to make something called multiple material covered wood frame, which requires us to have the leather covered wood frame, the wool covered wood frame, and the paper covered wood frame. So, yeah, we're going to need to make, I think, 4 of these. And you need a lot of wood, but we don't have an issue with wood. You need wood for these as well. So, it's just a couple of things. We need paper, wool, and leather. Thankfully, we've got all of that. So, I do need to get some wood, though. I've actually gone through quite a bit. I might actually have to go look at the bonsais, because it took a lot of wood to make all those over there. So, let's see here. We go here, and we just right-click. I think we need 4 of each of these. Oh, that's carpet. Let's see. I was going to do it the normal way. We can use a saw. How do you make that? I always forget this. Is it on this side? No. How do you make the carpet? Oh, you do on the top. That gives you 3. There we go. The wool covered ones. There's 4 of those, and paper covered. And that should allow us to make 4 of these. Perfect. And that will allow us to make this, which is the combined primitive rotor wind only. So there we go. So that completes the quest for that one. The paper in there as well, and the leather, why not? Also, we go to sleep, but there it is. We got that quest. So that's going to actually be the actual, like, I guess you call it, you know, the rotor for the windmill once we actually make it. But that did get this quest. I don't know why this is its own separate quest. You'd think it would just be a part of the windmill quest itself, but, well, there you go. Oh, wow. 3 Stone Age loot bags, 2 hoppers. Now, that's actually tempting. Now, that's actually quite expensive hoppers. I actually did make some because, I was making some glass, so I automated the, well, not automated it, but just made it a bit easier. So I pour it out, it automatically gets taken out by the hopper into this chest. So I did make some hoppers before, but they're not cheap to make. So hoppers, if you look at this, you need iron plates. That's not too bad, you know, 10 iron for that chest. But this is where the real cost comes from, the gear, which is another 4 iron plates and 4 rods. So, you know, our current costs, that's, let's see, 12 iron just for this gear, plus another 10. So we're talking 22 iron for a single hopper. So I'll be honest here, I think that makes my decision quite easy, because that's 42 iron right there, if I'm not making any mistakes. What is it, 44 iron, something like that? So yeah, 3 loot bags are tempting, but I gotta go with the 2 hoppers right now. Those are too good to take up right now, to miss out on. So, we'll do the hoppers. And that does almost everything. We're pretty close now to done with here, but we're going to kind of pivot now to, not this one, this one. We're gonna go to the windmill. So, I want to get this quest done. So, again, I've already got most of this. We've got the bricks. I'll just pick those up. We've got plenty of bricks right now. There we go. That's done. And we've got the bricks. And we just need to make a couple of other things. So we do need iron gears, though. Looks like it wants us to make 4 iron gears. So we're going to need quite a bit of material for that, aren't we? Can I make it? Oh, I can make some right now. So we can make 2. Just need a few more bits and pieces. Let's just do that. Yeah, it's always good to have a bit extra of these. Make 16 rods as well, in case we need it for something. That should allow us to make a few more of these. So that should be the 2. More. So 4 iron gears, we need 4 iron rings. Where's the hammer at? So 4 iron rings, and now we just need to make a grindstone. Now, I did look at this recipe before, so this is actually kind of a tricky thing here. So when I first looked at this recipe here, you'll see you need, first of all, you need the grindstone top piece, and you need the grindstone bottom piece, but you also need this granite. Now, it says there, generates in your world, and I've been all over the world, and I haven't seen this anywhere, so I don't know why it says that, but I was a little confused because you look around, if you want granite, you have to get diorite, and you have to get nether quartz. Well, we don't have nether quartz. We haven't gone to the nether yet. I don't think we can go to the nether right now. I looked around at the chisel stuff. There's nothing here that we can actually make, so I was a little confused, but you see here it says page 1 of 2. If we go to the next page, you can use red granite or black granite. So we do have that because they spawn all over the place. So we do have some of that around. Where is it? It's in here. I actually went out and gathered some while we were out. So I don't know how much we need, but let's see if we can get this. We don't need you. This is... We do need to make the top and bottom piece, though. So there's the top piece. Nope. Oh, the hammer might be in the way. There we go. There's the bottom piece. And that is... No. It's messed up because of that. Those tools get in the way. There it is. Grindstone. So that's the grindstone taken care of. So we can remove you from the list. Now we need to make ourselves the primitive kinetic shaft box. That's pretty easy to make. Well, if I have wood, which we do. I've got some in here. I can use that. There's the primitive kinetic shaft box. And now we just need to make the actual windmill, which all we need to get is, looks like 4 bricks. It's quite good. So that should knock out this quest finally. So there you go, there's the windmill. So that should be that quest. There it is, grinding with wind. For that one, we are going to get a couple of things. Looks like they do give me an iron gear. That's quite good. And we can choose a reward. I think I'll go with the 12 leather. We already have a lot, but I think that's just the best thing to get right now. There's an extra iron gear. Got these. Don't need that. You can go in there. You can go in there. These coins, I'll deal with those later. So yeah, that is going to knock out all of that. So that was quite good. So, let me actually show you what I've done. So, I've already planned out where we're going to build it. Like I said, we're not going to do it today, but probably next time will be the windmill. So, I've already prepared an area for this. And let's see, right here. So, I built a little kind of a platform. So what I did was I looked at the windmill. If you press U, you'll look at the uses, and it shows you the structure. So, this is the actual windmill structure. It does tell you here, I think, that it's a 7 by 12 by 7. So what I did was I built a little 7 by 7 platform, and this is where it's going to go. So, yeah, we're going to build that next time, and I'm looking forward to that. And actually, while we're out here, I do want to show you a few other things that I've done. Well, I haven't done too much, but I did plant something new over here. So I was trying to get more bamboo, and I was wondering if they'd go on crop sticks, and they do. However, it's a little strange. So, if I walk into these, I can do that just fine. I can do the bonsais just fine. If I walk into the bamboo, I get hurt. So, yeah, you can't really just make a giant field of it. You'll get hurt pretty bad. But they do give you bamboo if you right-click on them. So, I just put it around the edges. Now, I don't think this is any better than that because I planted a whole bunch of bamboo saplings. These things grow really fast. I don't know if this is worth it to keep these. So, they do give you some bamboo, but those just grow so quickly. It doesn't take long for those once you plant them down for them to grow. So, that's how I've been getting my bamboo. I think those are probably going to be removed. But yeah, so that's how I got the bamboo. And yeah, we've been doing pretty well on that. So, we've made some pretty good progress now. We're almost done with the Stone Age. We've got the windmill quest done. We're going to put that together next time. And yeah, so things are starting to come together. And we're starting to progress further. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.